Hi everybody, it's Mr. Klein here. This video is going to remind you of what you need to know for Unit 2, Target A. So Target A says that you can read, write, and identify the places of decimal numbers. And the key concept here is that you can write numbers in different ways to show that you understand the value of a digit based on its place. So remember, a digit would be just a number like 1, 2, 3, or 4. And the value of a digit depends on which place it's in our number system. So a 4 is not a 4 is not a 4, if that makes sense, because based on the place that it's in, its value changes. So the four forms that you'll be asked to understand and be able to write will be standard form. Standard form is when you just have a number, so like 403 and 1/10, and it's just written using the digits. Then you have word form. So word form is really important because it shows that you understand the place values of those digits. So you know that this is not 403.1, it's 403 and 1/10. So the idea behind word form is that it shows that you can actually say a number aloud. Expanded form is when you're going to break each digit into its actual value and add them together. So the 4 is not a 4, it's 400. The 3 is not, it is a 3. And the 1 is 1/10. Okay, so it's not an actual 1, it's just 1/10 of 1. So expanded form just breaks it into each of its values. Okay, and then we have expanded powers of 10 form, and expanded powers of 10 is like expanded, except the way that you're going to write is to show that the 4 is 4 100ths. So 400 is 4 times 100 means it's 4 hundredths. And the 3 is 3 ones, and then the 1 is 1 times 1/10, or 1/10 of 1. So expanded powers of 10, you are still breaking it into its place values, but you're really showing that the digit times the place shows the value. So 4 times 100 is 400. Okay, so let's have you try one in your notes. All right, so first practice for you, please write this down in your notes. We're going to have 182,000 and 112 thousandths, and you're going to write that in standard form. I'll give you a second to try that, and then we'll go over it. All right, so you can see it says 182,000. So that means we're going to be in the hundred thousands. So you can go ahead and make blank spots. This is how I like to do them. So we're going to just fill in the 182,000. So there's nothing here. And then you see the and, that's our decimal. And then it says 112 thousandths. So if you know your places, you can fill out blank spots to the thousandths. And then we just fill in 112. So that would be 112. So it would look like this in standard form. So we'll go ahead and get rid of these ones. And next we're going to do 498 and 72 thousandths. You're going to write this one in, let's try both word form and expanded form. So I'll give you a second to write this number in word form and expanded form in your notes, and then we'll go through it. All right, so in word form, you should have gotten 498 and for the decimal 72 thousandths. One thing to check is if you remember to use dashes or hyphens. So you use a hyphen here if you are connecting the tens and ones. So see, it's 98. That means that you need a hyphen. And same thing with 72. You are connecting tens and ones even though it's in the thousandths. You're still talking about 72 thousandths. And so you use a hyphen there. And in expanded form, it should look like this. You have 400, so the 4 is worth 400, your 9 is worth 90, the 8 is just 8, and then you have the 7 over here is 7 hundredths, and the 2 is 2 thousandths. So you're just breaking up the number, expanding it, and showing what each of the digits is worth. And for the last one here, you're going to take this number that is written in expanded powers of 10 and just write it in standard form. So I'll give you a second to try that. Okay, so if you're writing it in standard form, you're just going to take that 9 times 100, and that means that your 9 needs to go in the hundreds place. There is 3 times 10, which means that you have 30, or 3 in the tens place. And then you can see there's nothing in the ones place if you look here. Alright, then we're going to have a decimal. We get to the parts. So it says 6 times 100th, so you're going to find the hundredths place and put a 6 there. And there are 0 tenths. So if there's nothing written in the expanded form, then that would be a 0 in standard form. Okay, if you need more practice with this, check the rest of your playlist. Hopefully you took good notes, and that's it.